Hey, I'm Grant. Welcome to State of the Channel for February 4th. So the first update I want to give is I actually got some new microphone equipment in. Nothing that fancy, I just have a new mic. This is actually the first project I have on that mic. As well as I got a new interface just to make it a little bit more technical and actually get a XLR in, whereas previously I used a combination XLR USB mic and I just did USB, but I've been hopefully doing some research and this should be nice and flexible, as well as stuff like this recording right here is actually XLR directly into a camera. And this is great. I don't think I'm going to see a huge bump because I don't think I had any glaring audio issues, to be honest. I think it lacked just a lot of very simple things I need to clean up, and I plan to clean up over the next few months, like just the recording environment being kind of echoey, or I still don't have a pop filter for this microphone, or just how I do other setups. So unfortunately it's going to take some time, but I'm hoping to see a nice little increase in audio quality over the next 6 months as I just get time and spend time and schedule time to actually improve this and make sure I have a nice, easy audio setup to work with and record, as well as one that will hopefully let me try a couple different other projects in my spare time. Next update, that little code vein project. I have managed to make some nice little work on that Photoshop project. I have run into a little bit of a snag where I wanted to try and copy the game's in-game menu systems because I really like their really nice, clean beige and transparent black. It's the only time I'm going to say I like beige is that game. I think that's why it stands out to me because I hate this color behind me. So I was trying to copy that, and I think the only reason I like it is just because of how clean it is. But it's only clean when it's over something messy. So when you pull it out of the game and you don't have it laid over an in-game world, it actually looks kind of boring. So while I kind of completed what I wanted, I'm still trying to find a way to make that a little bit more interesting over the course of the video rather than just having this static thing that honestly looks like you could probably make in Paint, because really you could make the in-game menus in Paint. It's just they happen to look really good. Right now, the release date for that is I'm actually planning on a week from Monday. I believe that's the 14th. I'm hoping that will give me enough time to finish any assets I want, as well as iron out any bugs, because I've actually recorded, I think, maybe 2.5 hours of footage, but it's been like a month and a half since I did that. I'm hoping to find some time to sit down and actually edit at least my little preamble, get that out, and then very quickly after follow a consistent schedule of every day or every other day for that little Let's Play to keep that ball rolling, where I can get ahead, work on my audio stuff, but by the time that's finished, the next project is ready to go. So that's kind of the schedule I have laid out. In that same vein is the next project for this little retrospective little Let's Play review series. I was trying to think what I should do, and there was actually a recent comment that just made me think that the very clear choice for the next project in that little vein would clearly be Dead Rising. I have a history of that on the channel, and while I never really meant to build the channel on it, that game style just lent itself really well to say where it's only 6 hours long, so I could very easily time box that project. So I looked at it and was like, oh, well, clearly that's going to be the next thing I should go after, is just do the series in order and just talk about it. And so that's kind of the plan after Code Vein. Code Vein is going to be kind of just the prototype, and I'm kind of fine with that because while there are things I plan to say, I think in the long run, that's not going to generate a ton of traffic in the same way as if I did something on Devil May Cry that has a huge audience. So the plan is just to do the Dead Rising series in order after Code Vein, just go through the series and really try to use my back catalog to promote that. I still have videos in my back library that still honestly get views. Surprisingly, I think one of the best videos I ever did was a Dead Rising 2 live stream where I just ran through and I got a bunch of the achievements in a level 1 run, and it surprisingly does so well. But I'm hoping I can go back to some of those videos and then just really pump the new Dead Rising stuff. So someone who picks up Dead Rising's triple pack on a sale on like PCs, like, oh hey, yeah, I need to go look up how to do this one thing in the game, and they'll see an old video, and that links to hopefully one of the modern videos, and then hopefully they keep coming back, and then eventually when they're done with the series, I'm hoping I'll have other stuff out that could hopefully interest them. So that way, that'll be a nice way to kind of take in that old content, make it relevant, or I can get a use out of it, and then reestablish some of the stuff I want to do going forward in the channel. In other news, actually for this little show, Stay the Channel, I've been going through and trying to figure out what exactly I want its purpose to be. It was never meant to be a vlog, like I never really talk about my own life on here. And I thought about going through and at least kind of improving the quality. I always meant for it to be low-key and, honestly for me, quick to post, because if I can finish it in 15 minutes in one take, that's a very nice ability, because then there's no reason not to do it on any day. And that was something that helped me like spur myself on for the next week, because if I sit here in an easy 10-minute project talking about what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm really amped up to go do that tomorrow. So as part of that is I just looked at improving the quality. So I actually added in a bunch of cuts. They're super simple, just like your basic jump cuts, but it does really, I think, improve the quality. It's more concise. I cut out a lot of rambling, and that's fine. I always meant for these to be kind of behind the scenes, which is why I kept that stuff in there, even though I could edit it. But I think it is a nice little promotion to the energy of it that should hopefully make it more valuable to watch. As well as just simple stuff like scripting out a little more points so I can kind of run through them in order and be high energy helps. As well as the main thing, I actually took some of the stuff I did researching the code vein stuff in Photoshop and just try to really update my thumbnail. Again, it's supposed to be a very clean, simple thumbnail, but I think it is a nice, more modern improvement to what I had previously. And while I'm not entirely final on it, I think it probably needs like a border or something to help it just pop a little bit more. I think it's in a good place right now where it doesn't take a ton of effort for me to do. Like, I don't have to go in and draw something. I can just, again, keep it simple in like 10 minutes that it follows like this step of instructions, but is also kind of like popping to the eye. And I think that's going to be something I want going forward, because in a way I hate making thumbnails. In another way, I feel like I kind of like it because it's its own separate little project. And I know I need to compete with stuff. So I want that to be something that, while a little bit more effort on my part, or rather low effort is what I kind of want it to be, it still pops and looks like something that's meant to be on the channel and not something I just posted from my phone and I just took the YouTube recommended. Really, it's going to be a lot of just editing it and stuff from my end, just performing in such a way that I need to cut less or mess with the audio less and stuff like that. Final thing is I spent a little time on some renovations here in my house that should hopefully be the first step in making this a little bit more comfortable to film in. Like right now, I don't love this setup because the lighting isn't ideal, but I also don't have better lights to bring in that would match the colors. As well as I want to do stuff like paint, recarpet, kind of hide a little bit more stuff like obviously like the back of my monitors or my circuit breakers. So while that's going to take a while, like again, 6 months, that's kind of my whole moniker for this Stay of the Channel. It is in progress and it's going to be slow, but I think I can turn this into a space that's really nice to film while also being something I value to actually have in my house. So if you want like an example, I really like the idea of eventually getting back to playing just basic one-off horror games. Played it a bunch during college, really loved it. But there's the innate problem that you need to be like lit enough to be on camera, because why would you not do a face cam? And that ruins the spookiness. So I want something where I can be lit, but it's still spooky to me. So a lot of deep reds, dark behind me, a little bit of light on my face, but not something that's like directly in my eyes. And the benefit of that, which is why I mention it being nice just to have in my house, is anything that can be all that for like a horror game and a recording is also really good for like an immersive horror movie or even like an action movie. So sure, I won't have, say, a light on my viewers' faces when we watch a horror movie here. But all those like deep reds and like a nice color and ambiance where you can be in the movie but still get up and see and walk around to go get your popcorn is exactly what I'm going for, and one thing I kind of want to have in this space, as well as stuff like having really nice lighting, like very nice bright daylight lighting, maybe that I could slightly adjust. While that's good for filming, that's also a really good thing for a little like kind of board game space or like a D&D space I want to slowly build over the next year or so. And it will, I think, be kind of like fun to play in, just because you're not like trying to read the game manual in a very dark room. I'm hoping we'll all kind of blend together and one will promote the other. It's just going to take a while for that all to come out. So that was the final update. That's the state of the channel. I've been Grant. I'll see you again next Friday. Bye.